UFC 318 recap and breakdown, boys. Dustin Poirier versus Max Holloway, the final fight of Dustin Poirier's career. An insane fight. We're going to get into the entire breakdown of this card. Crazy finishes in the prelim, crazy main event, crazy main card as well. A lot of unks came through. We're going to get into all those details. Before we go ahead and get into it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let's start it off with the early prelim opener of Carly Judice versus Nicole Cagliari. Opened up this pay-per-view. Great fight to start off the card. Nice KO by Carly Judice. She was the cleaner striker, the crisper striker, like her nickname says, crispy Carly Judice. Clean as day every single round. She was piecing up Nicole Cagliari. She struggled a little bit against the fence, but Nicole was never able to take her down, never able to get dominant position, and Carly Judice just did what she does, which is outstrike, outclass, and just piece up Nicole Cagliari throughout 3 rounds until she KO'd her. Throughout the fight, she was landing her jab, sticking her jab. Her 1-2s were clean. She was mixing it up really well, mixing in knees as well, and her head kick. She was trying to find that head kick that she found in her last fight against Junesi Dubin. Wasn't able to find it, but in the 3rd round, she found a really nasty knee straight up the middle, dug it in. Nicole Cagliari, after dealing a bunch of damage to Nicole, to her midsection, to her body, with body shots, with knees, and also she bruised up Nicole Cagliari's eye in the 1st round. She got it really bruised. It was almost closed off. I thought the fight might have ended, but she could still see. And then Carly Judice found that finish in the 3rd round with a beautiful knee up the middle, dropped her against the fence, and then just finished her on the ground. Really nice work by Carly Judice. Solid striker. Really clean striker. Good prospect in flyweight. We'll see how she does. She is 5-2. She had some early split decisions in her career, but back-to-back KOs for her. She's looking good. We will move on to the next fight, though. Bruno Ferreira versus Jackson McVeigh. How we thought this fight was going to play out. Bruno Ferreira gets the finish in round 1. How he should have gotten the finish, right? Jackson McVeigh, pretty tough, pretty durable, good finishing capabilities on the ground, but Bruno Ferreira showed he's better. He's better. His submission game is better. His ground game is better. And he got a submission in round 1, an armbar. Beautiful transition armbar over Jackson McVeigh. Really good work by Bruno Ferreira. He was beating him up early on. They were on the ground. He got the takedown. He was on Jackson McVeigh's back, and he transitioned from his back to almost like his face was on the ground. Like Bruno Ferreira, it was kind of weird. His chest was to the ground. He had the arm, and it was a weird armbar transition, but it was really clean, really smooth, and something that you just barely see. It was a really weird armbar where both the guys were facing the ground, and Bruno Ferreira had the armbar locked in. Really clean work by him. Beautiful submission. That's back-to-back armbars for Bruno Ferreira. He's moved from a KO guy to a submission guy. Really nice to see. Good work by Bruno Ferreira. He did what he was supposed to do against Jackson McVeigh. Tough outing for Jackson McVeigh. At least he didn't get KO'd. Good try by him, but hopefully they keep him around, give him another shot, because very tough shot to come into the UFC against, but good win by Bruno Ferreira. He did what he had to do, did it in beautiful fashion. Really nice armbar. We move on, though. Ryan Spann versus Lucas Brzeski. Round 1 finish for Ryan Spann. I mean, Ryan Spann showed he deserves to be in heavyweight. He deserves to stay in the UFC. He did what he did to a guy who he should finish, right? I mean, I picked Lucas Brzeski as a solid underdog because Ryan Spann, you never know how he's going to show up. But he showed up really good in this fight. He looked like he made weight properly. He looked really good coming in here. And he got a really nice guillotine choke against Lucas Brzeski. Early on, they were on the feet. He was, throwing a couple weird shots. It looked a little awkward on the feet. It looked awkward on the feet between the two of them. But Ryan Spann was putting the pressure on. He was putting the gas on. And he wanted to get that round 1 finish. It was clear, right? And Lucas Brzeski he just isn't a good fighter. He shouldn't be in the UFC. He's not UFC level. He's not UFC ready. Ryan Spann got a takedown. Lucas Brzeski got back to the feet. And then Ryan Spann got a takedown again. Was looking kind of like he was looking for an arm triangle, a little bit of rear naked choke, and then Lucas Brzeski gave him that neck for the guillotine choke. And if you know Ryan Spann, his guillotine choke is his best move. It's his best submission, and overall his best finish. He got the guillotine choke, round 1, beautiful guillotine choke as Lucas Brzeski was trying to step up and try to get back to his feet. Obviously, Ryan Spann latched it up really clean. I knew it was over the second he latched it up. Nice submission by Ryan Spann. Gets him back in the win column and gets us his first heavyweight win. Will he be in the rankings? I don't know. Heavyweight's pretty shallow, but we'll see how it goes. Good win by Ryan Spann, though. We move on to the next fight. Jimmy Crute versus Marcin Prachnio, man. Round 1 finish for Jimmy Crute. I picked Jimmy Crute, obviously. Got that finish. We knew Jimmy Crute had the finishing capabilities on the ground. Marcin Prachnio has been finished on the ground multiple times. He came in pretty confident, came in kind of cocky, And early on, he was landing some shots on Jimmy Crute. The striking did not look too good for Jimmy Crute. He was landing a couple shots here and there, a couple 1-2s, a couple right lefts, but he wasn't very defensively sound. I was worried for him early on because he wasn't keeping his hands up, but he did end up getting that takedown at the end of round 1. Got on top of Marcin Prachnio, started kind of grinding away, looking for submissions, looking for an arm triangle. I thought he was looking for that arm triangle, couldn't get it, and then he was able to transition to a really nice arm bar, kind of tough to get. He was able to pull it off, though. Marcin Prachnio did not make it easy, but Jimmy Crute got the arm bar in round 1. 4 minutes in, end of round 1. Really, really nice finish by Jimmy Crute. Round 1 finish. We had a lot of round 1 finishes in a row. I think we had 5 round 1 finishes in a row in the prelims. The prelims were crazy. Really, really nice finish by Jimmy Crute. And we move on, man. Good win for him. He's back in the win column after many, many years of, difficult draws and difficult losses and injuries and stuff. So it's really nice to see Jimmy Crute back in the win column. We move on to the next fight, Islam Dulatov versus Adam Fudget. Like the final fight in the early prelims, massive fight for Islam Dulatov. Really, really good win for him. Adam Fudget, came in vet, older, kind of tough, very durable. He's only been finished by really good guys. He got finished by Michael Morales and he got finished by Mike Malott. Those are very good guys. And Islam Dulatov finished him. He finished him in round 1 with a nice check left hook. Adam Fudget looked like he was giving some problems to Islam Dulatov, being very tough, being very durable. Islam Dulatov dropped at one point trying to land a 1-2. Adam Fudget was landing those leg kicks, was piecing him up on the feet a little bit, kicking his legs. The leg kicks were clean. He was hitting Islam Dulatov on the leg, injuring him, throwing body kicks. It looked like it was, affecting Islam a little bit, but Islam did not let it get to him, and he landed that nice left hook, that check left hook, dropped Adam Fudget, had him unconscious. And then he followed up with 2 ground strikes, woke Adam Fudget back up, and landed one more just for good measure. So he knocked him out, woke him back up, and then knocked him out again. It was kind of funny. Good win by Islam Dulatov. Didn't end up mogging him at the end of the fight like I thought he would have, but hey, it is what it is. Hopped on top of the fence, did his thing, and he's got himself a fan base in Germany. He had Abus Magomedov in his corner. I think he's going to be a solid guy. I think he's a guy with a good future. He's only 26 years old, solid future, respectfully handsome guy. I mean, model and all, good for him. He's got an interview with GQ next week. Great win for Islam Dulatov, and his career is going to grow. I mean, model UFC fighter, it's going good. It's going good for Islam Dulatov. We move on, though, to the main prelims where we started it off with Attila Gauthier versus Robert Valentine. Valentine shouldn't have been in there. I'm just going to say it how it is. Valentine should not have been in there. Attila Gauthier got himself a performance bonus of the night. Good win by him. Got it done in a minute. I mean, really not much to it. Robert Valentine did not have any defense going in. Attila Gauthier walked him down, but walked him down with confidence, with calmness, with precision. I really like that way Attila Gauthier fights. He has a lot of power. He knows he has the power, but he doesn't just start swinging. He doesn't just start winging shots like a crazy man. He's calculated. He's calm. He's a sniper. He's an assassin. Like his nickname is, the silent assassin. That's how he goes. He is an assassin. He's crisp with his strikes. He's got a lot of power. He knows how much power he has, and he knows he has that finishing capability. Did exactly what he needed to do against Robert Valentine. Landed some nice uppercuts. Really injured Robert Valentine early. Robert was stumbling all over the place, and Attila was just slowly hunting him down, marching down like this, hands up, crisp, landing those nice shots, clean uppercuts, hooks, check hooks, and finished him with a nice combination up against the fence. Robert just really didn't have too much for him, didn't have anything for him, to be honest, and just should not have been in there against Attila Gauthier. Gauthier's got 2 back-to-back first-round finishes now. They're not against the best competition, but he did what he had to against the competition that he had in front of him, right? He did what he was supposed to. So good win by Attila Gauthier. Deserved the performance bonus after his last win as well. So great win by Attila Gauthier. We'll see what he does against a bit of a higher competition, which we hope the UFC gives him next. This is the next guy from Cameroon. This is middleweight Francis Ngannou with more calculated striking and the same amount of power. We're going to see how this goes, but great win by Attila Gauthier. We move on to the next pick and the next fight. I'm going to say the next pick because I picked Nikolay Veretinnikov. A lot of people were citing Francisco Prado. I picked Nikolay Veretinnikov. Do I think he won the fight? No. I think it was a robbery. Very, very close fight. Very close fight where it was not even worth betting on, but I guess I should have bet on Nikolay and trusted my gut. I picked him as my favorite underdog of the week. Great pick. Good pick. It worked out, but it was a split, which was not really meant to go our way, but Good win by Nikolai Veretennikov. Split decision for him. Francisco Prado got beat up in first round, tried to get an armbar off on Nikolai. He dropped him on the ground, slammed him on the ground, started, landing some nice shots on the ground. Nikolai beat him up in the first round. Second round was very close. I could see how they could maybe give it to Nikolai because he was landing in the better shots, but Francisco got a takedown, held him down for a few minutes. Very, very close second round. And then third round, I sided with Francisco because Nikolai was tired. He got held down. It was a close third, but iffy fight. Very, very iffy fight. Split decision could have gone either way, but Nikolai did get it done, so we got that pick right. Good win by Nikolai. Weird fight, weird decision. I don't know if they're going to cut Francisco Prado. I hope they don't because he's super young, but he didn't look good. He just needs to move back down to 155. He was just genuinely too small for this fight, too small for Nikolai Veretennikov. So it's just sad to see. I think Francisco Prado would be much better off at 155. We move on to the next fight. Brendan Allen versus Marvin Vettori. I'm not sure if these guys got fight of the night, but a great fight by both guys. Really expected this one to be kind of boring, kind of a sleeper, but they had bad blood going in. They fought in a casino like a year or two ago, and they brought an amazing fight. A great fight. Marvin Vettori was fighting with his heart. I'm not going to speak about what happened, but he recently had a family member pass away. Of course, he was fighting with his heart on his sleeve, really trying to get that win. Unfortunately, Brendan Allen pulled it away in his hometown of Illinois. Not Illinois. What am I saying? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, New Orleans. I'm so tired, boys. I'm super tired. But Brendan Allen got it done in New Orleans. Very close fight. Marvin Vettori was in this fight. It's not like he wasn't, but he got busted up in the first round. Brendan Allen was landing the better strikes. It seemed like Brendan Allen was actually a solid striker. He mixed up all the mixed martial arts well for once. I picked Brendan Allen, but not too much trust in him because he doesn't often mix up the mixed martial arts well. Sometimes he chooses to just strike or chooses to just grapple, and sometimes it doesn't go well. But this time he actually utilized both, mixed them together like he should have since the beginning of his career, and he got himself a nice win over Marvin Vettori, who's super tough. He clipped Marvin Vettori a lot, busted him up, got him bloody, and it was a great fight. These guys threw down a lot of significant strikes. As you can see, both of them had over 100 significant strikes. They were throwing nonstop, but it was clear that Brendan Allen was landing the better strikes. Just there was more damage wearing on Marvin Vettori's face, and he got the takedowns on Marvin Vettori as well. Great win by Brendan Allen. Unfortunate for Marvin Vettori, sad to see because I do wish that Marvin Vettori kind of won that fight, but both these guys were on skids. One of them had to win. Good win by Brendan Allen. We move on to the next fight, the final fight of the prelims, of the main prelims. Kyler Phillips versus Vinicius Oliveira. Really fun fight. Early on, Kyler Phillips was doing great, landing really nice kicks, backing up Vinicius Oliveira, kind of piecing him up. He dropped Vinicius once or twice, actually, I believe, with some right and some left hooks, really clean shots, and dropped Vinicius Oliveira. Vinicius, the problem is his chin. His chin is questionable. He's been knocked out 3 times. His only 3 losses are by knockout. So I think he will get knocked out eventually in the top 5, the top 10, the top 5. But for now, he's okay. He was able to wear that damage early on, and then the second and third round, he just breaks you. This is what he does. He loses the first round. Second and third round, he breaks you. He has the better cardio, has the more dog in him. He just walks you down, hands down, throws the better shots, throws the bigger shots, out volumes you. You can see he doubled Kyler Phillips' strikes, just non-stop pressure, non-stop cardio, non-stop pace. Good win by Vinicius Oliveira, just threw the bigger shots, threw the more volume, landed the better shots. Kyler Phillips just got literally out-cardioed in this fight, and Vinicius got the decision. A lot of people thought he might find a finish, but Kyler Phillips was very tough, close fight. Good win by Vinicius Oliveira. He moves up in the rankings, man. I think he's on a 5-fight win streak in the UFC now. Great win by him. He'll have some big names in the future. I think he called out Sean O'Malley. I think it's a bit too soon, but we'll see how things go. I think Vinicius just has to train his defense a little bit better against really good strikers, but we'll see how it goes, boys. We move on to the main card, which is a great main card. Great main card. It was all decisions, but I don't care. Still a great main card. Michael Johnson versus Daniel Zellhuber opened up this main card. I think this fight should have been replaced by Marvin Vettori. Brendan Allen, the disrespect was crazy, but still, Michael Johnson got it done. He got it done. 3 unks in a row got them done on the main card. Insane. Could not have believed that these guys would have gotten it done as huge underdogs. Huge underdogs. Michael Johnson got the decision over Daniel Zellhuber. Beat him in a three-round war. Dropped him in the second round with a really nice left hook. Was just outclassing him, outstriking him, landing the better shots. Daniel Zellhuber, the only thing he had for Michael Johnson was a body and a head kick that Michael Johnson blocked the majority of the time and just outstruck Daniel Zellhuber throughout 3 rounds. Really good work by Michael Johnson. Almost knocked out Daniel Zellhuber with the perfect left hook that I thought would have been a KO blow, but Daniel Zellhuber survived. Very, very tough dude. Respect to him, but it just means Daniel Zellhuber is going to be a future champ. If Michael Johnson beats you, it means you're a future champ. No jokes aside, good win by Michael Johnson. He's on a 3 or 4 fight win streak. I think 3-fight win streak now at almost 40 years old. Great win by him. Great win by him. We move on to the next fight, Dan Ige versus Patricio Pitbull. Got it done. Pitbull got it done over Dan Ige. I thought there was no way somebody outside the rankings would beat Dan Ige, but Pitbull got it done. Outstruck Dan Ige. First round was kind of close, but Pitbull was putting the pressure on him, got a couple takedowns, held Dan Ige down, which surprised me. I didn't think Pitbull was going to mix up the wrestling and the grappling, which was smart. Great choice by him. Great win by him. But Dan Ige, I was kind of disappointed with the urgency that Dan Ige had. He didn't have enough urgency, wasn't throwing enough volume until the third round. I gave the first and the second to Patricio, gave the third to Dan Ige, but it was a bit too late. Pitbull also got a takedown at the end of the third and kind of was in a weird position with Dan Ige on the ground. He cracked Dan Ige at some points, but it was more the grappling that gave the upside to Pitbull. So good win by Pitbull. Somehow got himself in the rankings, somehow stealing Dan Ige's spot, but man, the Ungs pulled through on the main card, at least the first 3 fights on the main card. Good win by Pitbull. Lots of underdog cashes here. Underdog. We'll keep getting into it, though. We move on to the next fight. Daniel Rodriguez beats Kevin Holland in a 3-round decision. Insane, boys. Daniel Rodriguez knocks down Kevin Holland twice. I mean, early round, first round, Kevin Holland, I gave it to Kevin. Jesus, I can't even speak, boys. Kevin Holland 10-9. I gave that to Kevin Holland. Landed the better shots, had more pressure, just seemed to be the cleaner striker out there, seemed to be the faster striker out there for sure. And he was still the faster striker, just less damage, less power than Daniel Rodriguez. And Rodriguez showed that he's got that power, he's got that dog in him. He brought it out, dropped Kevin Holland in the second round, really badly hurt Kevin Holland, had him wobbling all over the place, almost finished Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland got back to his feet, got knocked down again in the second round, got dominated by Daniel Rodriguez with the striking. Just Daniel Rodriguez, 10-9 round, I believe, 10-9, almost 10-8 round, but 10-9 round for Daniel Rodriguez. And then the third round, I thought Kevin Holland would grapple. I thought he would get the grappling upside. I thought he was going to get a sub on Daniel Rodriguez. Was not able to pull it off. He was close in the third, almost had an armbar, almost had a triangle, but Daniel Rodriguez held his composure, held his calmness, and just landed the better shots. The striking numbers were the same, but D-Rod clearly landed the better shots, dropped Kevin Holland multiple times, almost had him KO'd in the second, and in the third, he had him in a lot of trouble, especially at the end of the round, and landed the biggest shots at the end of the third round. So I gave Daniel Rodriguez this win as well. I gave it by unanimous decision. I think he deserved it. Great win by Daniel Rodriguez. 38 years old, still coming through, man. I mean, 39 years old, Michael Johnson. 38 years old, Patricio Pitbull. 38 years old, D-Rod. I mean, if you guys put this parlay together, respect to you. Amazing cash for whoever cashed on those underdogs. Insane picks and insane pull-through for the Unks, man. But we move on to the co-main event. Solid co-main. Paulo Costa gets back in the win column against Roman Kopylov. These guys had the same record coming in. Pretty much the same record coming in. And I thought Roman Kopylov would get it done, to be honest. But I did side with Paulo Costa in my picks on Instagram. And he did pull through, boys. Big win by Paulo Costa. He needed it for the UFC. I mean, he needed it to stay in and just completely outstruck and outclassed Roman Kopylov. Early round one was landing the bigger kicks, landing the bigger shots, some body shots, some head shots, just really one step ahead of Roman Kopylov the entire first round, and it just translated into every round. It was a snowballing effect. Roman Kopylov really never had anything on Paulo Costa. I believe Costa dropped him in the first round, badly injured him at the end of the first, and just took that round easily took that round. Second round, Paulo Costa as well. Third round, very close, but I gave it to Paulo Costa. I think he got every single round. Great win by Paulo Costa. He needed it, and he did what he had to do. Roman Kopylov was just getting outstruck, outpaced, outvolumed. The damage seemed to be wearing on him badly. The body kicks from Paulo Costa were cleaner than the body kicks from Roman Kopylov. So good win by Paulo Costa. Really necessary win and good co-main event, to be honest. Really fun fight. Great win by him. Gets back in the win column. He needed it. We move on to the main event, Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier. I did pick Max Holloway to win this fight. I knew it was going to be a close fight, and it was a very close fight. Super fun fight for the BMF title. I knew it was going to go the distance. I picked Max Holloway by decision, and he outstruck Dustin Poirier. He doubled his strikes basically, did what he had to do, did what I expected him to do, just out volume, outpaced Dustin Poirier. 36-year-old Dustin Poirier nearing the end of his career in New Orleans. If he got the win, he probably would have called out to Poirier. Let's be honest, he wouldn't have retired. So I don't think he was that mad that he lost, but good win by Max Holloway. Really, really good win by him because he needed to get back in the win column. He's still fighting, right? Good win by him at 155 as well. So he retains the BMF title. He does. Some people might argue Ilya should have it, but I think give it to Max. Let him keep it. Let him retain it and defend that belt, I guess. Good win by him. First round, he pieced up Dustin Poirier, landed the bigger shots, dropped Dustin Poirier as well in the first round, almost finished Dustin Poirier on the ground, had him in a really, really bad position. He dropped him with a 1-2, a big hook as well, dropped him, and it was super close to being done. I thought it was going to end inside the first, but I knew Dustin would dog it out like he will. He's not going to go out like that in New Orleans, in his hometown of Louisiana. I knew he'd dog it out and survive this fight. So good win by Max Holloway. I also think he didn't want to put away Dustin Poirier in Louisiana, but it was a scrap back and forth. In the second round, Dustin Poirier dropped Max Holloway, had him in a guillotine choke, almost subbed him by guillotine. There was 10 seconds left. I was screaming at the TV. It was super, super close. Max almost got subbed by Dustin with the guillotine. That would have been the most insane way for Dustin Poirier to end his career, but he couldn't get it done. And Max Holloway I think Dustin took the second round. Max took first, third, fourth, and fifth round. All of those were given to Max Holloway, in my opinion. And at the final 10 seconds of that fifth round, Max pointed at the ground and just body shots, headshots, body shots, headshots. Dustin just seemed kind of defeated. It was a little bit sad to see, but I think he knew it was the end of his career. It was the time to give it up, time to put those gloves down, man. Respect to Dustin Poirier. We love Dustin Poirier. He'll always be the best to never get the belt, the best to never win the belt. And man, it's sad. The diamonds live forever, man. Dustin Poirier, insane career, amazing career. I just wish him the best in his retirement. I wish him the best to his family, to his friends, everything. The best to Dustin Poirier, man. Great fight, amazing fight. People are gonna watch this fight for generations, for ages. A great trilogy fight, and Max does not go 6-0 on trilogies. He is now 5-1. Good for Max Holloway. He's back in the win column. Great win. Defends the BMF title. And overall, a great pay-per-view, boys. Overall, a great pay-per-view. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, drop it down in the comments what you guys thought about the card. I thought it was a great card overall. Even though the main card was full of decisions, I thought it was still a great card. We had a bunch of finishes in the prelims. Overall, just an amazing pay-per-view. Like I said, hit the like button, boys, and I will catch you guys in the next one. See you.